What's up, guys? Yes, it is your boy Skylight Awakens here, and we are back with another episode of the good old Skylight Reacts. Y'all, you guys already know, it's been a minute since we checked out Llama Arts, but we are reacting to Midnight Horror Story animated. Now guys, y'all remember the last time I reacted to Llama Arts? That was like quite some time ago. That's when I had my old camera. May I not remind y'all. But guys, y'all know how I love watching these animated stories. However, guys, please go check them out in the description below. I will link it, and y'all already know where to find them. But however, guys, please go check out Llama Arts. She has some phenomenal stuff, and their animation team is just great. Their story backgrounds are amazing, and they're very smooth, and they always give you that entertainment and excitement just for wanting more. By the way, my hair wasn't cooperating with me today, so I put it away just for now, for the time being, because it needed a timeout. But we're just going to dive into the action. So guys, without further ado, let's get it. Ooh, it's starting off like this? Dang. Alright.
I'm not making this video for attention, or sympathy, or anything. I just want anyone who can help me to do that. My name's Daniel, and this is a story I wish I didn't have to tell. I've been a night owl my entire life. As a teen, I used to stay up way past midnight every night, watching terrifying videos on YouTube.
Oh.
I know now they were nothing compared to the horrors of the real world. Nothing compared to the tragedy my family and I went through. The story I'm gonna tell to you now. My parents, being teachers, had always emphasized the importance of sleeping well to me, and would definitely disapprove of my late night routine.
Yeah, I can see.
So I knew that if they'd caught me up at that time, I'd be in big trouble. At first, this wasn't a problem, but after I told them about a child predator in our neighborhood that I'd seen in one of my videos, they seemed to grow more and more paranoid, which was obviously understandable. Every night I'd hear one of them wandering into my room, checking on me, and every night I'd immediately turn off my light and pretend to be asleep. I never knew for sure if it was my mom or dad coming in, since obviously if I opened my eyes to see, they'd know I was awake. Mostly I presumed it was my dad, from the heavy-sounding footsteps, but either way, I found it pretty hypocritical for them to preach to me about being up late when they were awake themselves. Sometimes I wondered if they knew I wasn't sleeping, because often it was only after what seemed like hours before they'd finally leave and go to check on Alfie. That's my little brother, and Lucy, my little sister. I'd have asked them about it, but I thought it would have confirmed any suspicions which they seemed to already have about my staying awake deep into the mornings of the next day. Like I said, I guess they were just paranoid about the child predator.
Yeah.
It was stupid for me to presume any of these things, and I'll never forgive myself for it, but I did it all the same. Anyway, one day, Lucy's school, where my parents both work, announced a school trip. It meant they'd be gone at some point next month from Saturday morning to Sunday morning, and it meant that I'd finally get to watch the horror movie my friend had lent me, and my parents had refused to let me watch.
Then why the freak would you watch it?
There was one downside.
Couldn't be me, bro.
I'd be left to look after Alfie. He, being only 6 years old, my mom was reluctant to leave him in my care alone, but my dad defended me, reminding her that Alfie had been up most of the night after a nightmare, so he'd probably sleep most of the day anyway. Besides, he reassured her, he's 17. He can be given a little responsibility. With a heavy heart, my mom agreed. I honestly wish she hadn't. Finally, the morning came for them to head off. It took longer than expected because my sister said some of her favorite toy dolls had been stolen. But eventually, my mom persuaded her that they were probably just lost, and told me to look for them whilst they were gone.
Look how smooth these animations are.
Agreed,
so clear.
And soon they were
I feel
ready
like I'm
to
watching
go.
an anime.
As they were leaving, my mom gave me a stern word, reminding me to lock the doors, not go to bed too late, and take good care of Alfie. She told me she'd be watching through the security cameras to make sure I was looking after him properly. I told her she really didn't have to worry. Then we said our goodbyes.
I wouldn't mind that either. Shoot. People are
Alfie
weird.
and I spent most of the day playing outside, but came in after the frisbee landed near a strange man who Alfie said had been in his nightmare. I told him that was ridiculous, because even if he somehow was in his dream, he wouldn't be able to remember.
I don't know about that.
I went by myself to get it, and I have to admit that the man was fairly creepy. He had a huge grin, and his eyes, staring right at me, seemed to be permanently forced further open than they were designed to go. His clothes all seemed to have been made from someone 50 years younger, as they struggled to cling to his fully grown body. It was cold, but he was wearing a sun hat, a tiny one for children, which barely fit on his head.
Oh, heck no!
I recognized it, but didn't know how at the time. If I'd learned anything from the videos I spent my nights watching, I'd have abandoned the frisbee and left. But clearly...
Was it his hat as a kid?
Because, not wanting to feel like a baby, I approached him. As I got closer to the man, his smile disappeared, and he removed the hat and held it behind his back. I began to see his features in greater detail. He looked tired. He was pale and his eyes were bloodshot and had huge gaping.
He looked like he's still smiling!
In the entire time it took me to get to him, the man didn't move an inch, other than the odd blink. Not even his eyes shifted. At this stage, I was getting
So
uneasy.
his eyes were glued to you.
I just wanted to get it and leave. Hi, can I have my frisbee back, please? Thanks. The thought of that conversation, if you can even call it a conversation, still makes me shiver. I locked the front door as soon as we got home. We were both a bit shaken, and Alfie looked tired, so I gave him some more food and put him to bed.
They gave him an itis.
It took him about 2 hours to fall asleep. He kept complaining that he'd have another nightmare about that man. I told him he wouldn't, but he wasn't convinced.
Sleep?
I see him every night.
He whispered to me. Well, if you see him again, don't worry, I'll be here to fight him off. This seemed to settle him down, and soon he was fast asleep.
What if he's watching through the window?
It was time to get my
Dragon Ball
film.
Z.
I couldn't have my mom knowing that I was watching it, so I did something naive and ignorant, and something I'll always regret.
He blocked the
I
camera.
turned off the security cameras.
Bruh. Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
I watched it for 2 hours straight.
What
my
the freak?
eyes never straying from the screen. Until I replayed the last few seconds of the film. But the sound didn't happen again.
Oh shoot.
It was coming from inside my house.
Bet you turn them cameras back on now.
Alfie? He didn't reply, but I could see him under the covers, so I thought he was just asleep, and I didn't want to wake him up. I swear, if I thought anything worse had happened, I'd have checked.
The window's open, sucker!
You okay? I thought maybe I was just worrying too much, hearing things.
Bro, the window's
late,
open. He's
film
not
had
in
been
there.
scary.
He's kidnapped.
Maybe it was just all in my head. I knew from the sound of his voice it was him. Alfie! Alfie? Usually this much noise would have woken him up. Alfie, what's going on? I knew something was wrong. It was him. The doll. I couldn't believe it. It had to be some kind of sick prank. It had to
The
be.
man
But it
was
wasn't.
kidnapped, boy.
It was the man I'd spoken to earlier.
Holy cow.
He'd taken my brother. Alfie! I was certain they'd be gone before I could reach them. But he didn't set off straight away. He watched as I tried helplessly to do something.
Sucker, you better break that
I
glass.
shouted and I banged on the windows and I tried to open the doors. But nothing worked.
Heck
It was all
no.
in vain.
Get the license plate.
There was nothing I could do for my brother, my best friend, as he was stolen away from me. It was too late for the police to do anything. it was too late for anybody to do anything. He was gone, and in time, I'd have to come to accept that.
You have 9 new messages. First message.
Hello? If you're out with Alfie, call me back when you get back in, please. Love you guys. Bye.
Wow.
End of message. Second message.
Daniel, we've been trying to get a hold of you for hours. Is everything alright? Did you turn the security cameras off?
They'll be fine. The security system probably just glitched out. Hey, Alfie, just call us as soon as you can, okay? You know how Mom worries.
It's a shame.
End of message. Third message.
Listen, Daniel, we're starting to get really worried now. If you don't pick up, one of us is gonna have to come home to check if everything's okay. Please pick up.
9
End of
messages.
message. Fourth.
Wow. He stopped on 5.
Daniel, are you okay? Daniel!
You can't even
What's
speak.
happened? Please answer! I couldn't bear to tell them anything. That was 7 years ago. We never found him.
What?
When I asked my parents if they'd seen anything at all of this man whilst they checked on us during the night, they only looked at me, concerned and confused. What do you mean? They asked. I could only stare at them in horror. Every night, around 2, you'd come and check on Alfie, Lucy, and me to see if we were sleeping.
Daniel?
They told me.
No,
we
we
didn't.
didn't.
The police wanted security camera footage of the man, but of course, there wasn't any.
Shut your dumb tail. Turn
It
off them
automatically
cameras.
deletes any footage older than 24 hours, which meant I'd been mindless enough to stop it recording on the only night we could have seen him. You know, the strange thing is, I don't even know if I want Alfie to be alive. Because if he is, God knows what that monster has done to him.
Right.
Sorry if I've gone on too long, but the guilt's been killing me. I had to get it out somehow. I only tell it as a story because, well, people like stories, and I want as many people to hear this as possible. Alfie, if somehow you're watching, I love you, and I'm so sorry. Please, don't lose hope. And to the man who took you, it's not too late. If you have any heart at all, and even if you don't, please let my little brother come home. To everybody else, if someone comes into your bedroom at night, open your eyes. You never know who it might be. I still stay up late at night. But it's not because I don't want to sleep. It's because I can't. In case anyone sees Alfie, this is the last good photo we took of him. That's it. Stay safe. Thank you.
Wow. Will
Thank
Alexander
you for
written that
sticking around
story.
to the end of the video. If you would like to support the channel,
That is
check out the
insane.
merch link in the video description.
I thought they were gonna find him. They never did. So this was literally a mystery. This was based off of a true event. This man, see, nope. Like I said, it couldn't be me. It wouldn't have been me in that situation. I don't care how late I stay up. What? Oh my God. What dude turns off the security cameras? Like, that's surveillance around your house. That's the only way people can, the security people who work for the company, that's the only way they can monetize and be like, hey, somebody's at your house. Somebody's creeping up on you. They're checking on you. Like, sucker, what? I know they say it was on the inside, but hey, you still gonna got footage on it. Like, I don't care how much I would want to watch something and my parents went away and I finally got the chance to watch it. If my parents said don't watch it, I'm not watching it. That's his punishment. He was being rebellious and he lost his own brother to it. Like, bro, that's insane, man. That's really insane. What I would have done, first of all, if my parents gave me the responsibility to watch for my little sister, and yes, I have one. We don't have cameras in the house, but if she said I'm responsible for watching her, first of all, I go to work. I told her to lock up, X, Y, and Z. Ain't no way I'm taking my eyes off my little sister. And I'm darn sure I ain't gonna let no stranger in the house. And if I find someone who was creepy around the house, I get a restraining order. And if we had cameras around, I'm not turning it off just to go watch some horror movie for 2 hours without occupying my little sister. No. And then this dude walked inside. The window is open and the covers are stuck. He had the audacity to think, hey, my brother's still sleeping under there. When the window's wide the freak open. It wasn't open earlier. He didn't say it was hot inside the house. So why was he acting like it was all fun and dandy? Like, who the freak thinks mysteriously, oh, it's nothing. It couldn't have been a kidnapper who opened my window. Like, bro, there was no screen protector or anything. It was just a wide open window, and he just assumed that his brother was asleep. He didn't want to see if his little head was poked out or anything. Like, And then he said he got the chance to try and open up the door, but he said it was locked. Man, I would have broke that window. I don't care if I broke my hand. I don't care how much glass was penetrated through my wrist. I'm breaking that window, spilling some blood to bring my family back out. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That dude would have to kill me. Like, dude, He didn't even think about getting the license plate. Oh my gosh, bro. Common sense. All that stuff would have went through my mind. And it's sad because he said they never found him. And this all happened 7 years ago. And the moral of the story, he said, when someone goes to check on you, open your eyes. Because you never know who's there. What would you do in this situation? Just let me know in the comment section below. But that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Skylight Reacts. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're ready for the next episode, you know what to do for your boy. Make sure you smack the like button and subscribe today to join the club. And God bless. Thank you all for watching. Alright, party people. You know how we rock. Get out there on the dance floor and show Skylight what you got.